Here they have a chance.
The Lakers down one. Will Kobe give them one last gamer? Bryant on the move with the jumper. He got it! 58 points! And the Lakers lead!
Yeah, I mean, loyalty goes a long way. Yeah, I mean, like we're gonna this episode today pretty much is talking about someone that's wrote down the dream and fulfilled everything that's on the dream. He was one of those people that he wrote down the dream and he achieved every single one of those things when no one else believed him. And we're gonna talk about the late great Kobe Bean Bryant. This is episode 24. Running Point. That's Ronnie, Steve, Serge. I'm DJ. And yeah, man, we're going to keep it a beat on this episode. I mean, I think we're going to just list a little bit of his achievements and all that. Obviously, 5-time champ, 2-time finals MVP, finals or MVP of the regular season, 18-time All-Star. I mean, shit, the list goes on and on and on. 11-time NBA first team. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously scoring 60 in his final game. And one of the top moments, 8 moments that we kind of created ourselves is 81-point game. Obviously, that happened like two days ago. It was the anniversary, 19 years ago. Ronnie, take us back, man. What were your thoughts when you seen the 81?
You said 19 years ago?
Yeah, 19 years ago, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy, right?
That sounds crazy.
Crazy.
The
Crazy.
81 was 19 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006.
That's wild.
Wow.
Exactly. We old as fuck.
Yeah. But nah,
You
that
old
was
as
a...
fuck,
Yeah, y'all older than me. That was a great night, man. As a Kobe fan,
Yeah.
2006, that was like a redemption, man. I probably went in everybody's face and was shouting, and, you know what I mean, putting it in everybody's face. But nah, that 81 was crazy. Like a double take when you looked at the box score, you had to double check it multiple times and make sure, check the highlights. Stuart Scott. So for me, as a Kobe fan,
Yeah.
long time, I love the fact that it came when they were down like 18. I love the fact that it wasn't like he was just hot. Like he was, scoring. He was working. He was doing his thing. It wasn't a streaky shooting night. It wasn't a bunch of threes. It was just a good night. I like the fact that it was like a month after he scored 62 against Dallas. So
In 3 quarters, by the way.
right. So it wasn't
Crazy.
luck. You
Yeah.
kind of knew that he could do it.
Yeah.
So to me, it was a great night. To
I mean,
me, it was
it's double stamped by being one of the greatest performances because that statue was unveiled last year, 2/24. You know what I'm saying? 24. So it's like with the number one, you know what I'm saying? Like it's forever etched in stone
yeah.
and granite. You know what I'm saying? So it's super powerful. Like take us to a favorite moment of yours, Steve.
Well, I mean, just to keep it in that time, he was going on a tear that season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about the 60 and 3 quarters, but if I'm not mistaken, he had he broke the Madison Square Garden single points in one game, dropping like 61 and
62.
62 in Madison Square Garden also, which is not really a shot. Like I said, it's not a shot at you because Madison Square Garden is like the mecca of basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just a special year where he was just he had a lot going on in his personal life, and he was taking it out on one thing and one thing only, and that was the basketball court. And we got to see some special times from him. And I really think it just it was a testament to the character that he had and the person that he was. He wasn't gonna sell us short on basketball. He wasn't gonna sell himself short. So we got to see some special moments. I remember David Lee played for the Knicks. He said it was like the best week of basketball he ever had.
Oh yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah,
it was the best week.
Gearing up since money. Yeah.
Listen, man, it was the best
God
week
damn
for me
it.
too, man. It was the best week
Yeah,
for
that
me
was
too.
beautiful.
So that was very dope.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, pretty much to piggyback on what you said, just like his mindset. And like, I feel like he wasn't my favorite player, but he never cheated the game of basketball. And he never cheated his fans. He always showed up. Like, my favorite moment would probably be after him tearing his Achilles and sinking 2 free throws. You know what I'm saying? Like, and tying the game up. It's like those moments of like, how the fuck do you have a traumatic experience and then lock in to walk over to shoot free throws and then to walk off under your own power when we've never seen a man do that, like ever.
That's
like
the Mamba mentality.
But I'm saying like just the mindset of like instantly clicking.
Yeah.
Matt Barnes, you know what I'm saying? Like chucking the ball in his face, not flinching. It's like those type of things.
That was my moment.
Oh, my bad, bro.
My moment, damn.
I'm just my bad. Just his mindset of like just being the best version of himself.
Right.
And like I feel like he knew he was going to be here for a short period of time. Just the way he lived, like what he's experienced, what he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like just the fucking mindset.
Remember when he died? Tracy McGrady was on that NBA Countdown or whatever it's called with Rachel Nichols, and he was as he was balling out, he said it. He said Kobe used to always say that I'm gonna die young. Like Tracy said it.
Yeah.
Like when they were young, when they were coming up early on in the NBA, they said Kobe used to be in the room and he had everything laid out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna die young. I'm gonna do everything young."
And he did.
And he did. Like he like checked every box. Won an Academy Award for Dear Basketball.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, he won an Oscar. Like, there's only 3,000 Oscars since 1929.
Yeah.
He owns one of them. And people, that's typically an Oscar is something that captivates a career, right?
Facts.
A lifetime achievement. He was out of his career for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And got an Oscar.
Yeah. Facts.
Tells you, man. He's special.
To his credit, that's the motivation, dedication.
What's your new moment since I stole your glory a little bit?
You said, what's my new moment?
I mean, I put you on the spot now. You know what I'm saying? I took your Matt Barnes.
Don't matter. The Matt Barnes is still one of my favorite moments, regardless of whatever angle they show it from.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that moment encapsulates Kobe Bryant. Locked in, focused on the game. Like you try to distract him, nothing works, and he's locked in, buzzed in. You can't hate on that.
No,
You can't hate on that.
I mean, yeah. And then also it's like he was very skilled and like no one sped him up. He always played at his own pace. Like it's just his footwork was impeccable. Like he just watching old highlights, he wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the most. He just like made it fucking work. But just his discipline and his focus and his patience and his understanding of the game. And I think being a student of the game. And when you're a student and you match it with that discipline, it's magic. It's dynamite. So it's like just seeing that and like he's incredible. Like as a person, as a family man, as a husband, as a father, being young, you know what I'm saying? Not marrying, but going to a prom with one of the hottest stars in the, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s, Brandy.
Brandy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like coming out of high school, like just that makeup. Again, being a student. So it's like kudos to Kobe, man. Like, yeah.
When they say mastering your craft, I feel like Kobe
did that.
Mastered everything.
Facts. I mean, he didn't leave any stone unturned. Like, and I think that's the mindset we have to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're going to be the best version of yourself, you have to uncover every fucking thing. The shit that's uncomfortable, you got to walk through it. You got to grow through that shit. So he's done it at the highest level. He's been exposed at the highest level, and he still overcame all those demons. It's like, my nigga's a G. For real. They said he couldn't win after Shaq left, right? He did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's proved us wrong every fucking time. Every time you doubted him, I got something for you. He kept it in the holster for whoever wanted it. So it's like, yeah, I know I'm ranting. I'm not even a Lakers fan, but just the person that he was. So it's cool.
I mean, I was a Kobe fan since practically day one.
Well, first off, you were a Penny fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was a Penny fan.
You know,
definitely still a Penny fan. But Shaq brought me to the NBA. And as he moved on and went to the Lakers, I remember that season. By the All-Star break of his rookie season, when he was in the All-Star game and he scored 31 points, I was a Kobe fan. Kobe was already my guy. That All-Star dunk contest.
When he flexed.
Man.
That's one of my moments when he flexed and he did that. He was already my guy. I don't know, from the beginning of the season to the All-Star break, I don't know how it happened. But from Penny, Shaq, it was already Kobe. So, but to me at that time, you already displayed the foundation for all that skill. Like, and that's what I loved about him. Like, Jordan, of course, was at the tail end at that time. Me being a little young, I wasn't a Jordan fan. I was an Orlando Magic fan, and he beat Orlando Magic, so I didn't really like Jordan at the time. But then I saw Kobe as being that. And to me, that's what drew me in. He had so much flair as a youngin' that like you thought he was going to be the next guy. And turned out to be.
Absolutely.
You know
1,000%, for sure.
For sure.
I mean, shit. I mean, do you guys have like a favorite championship run that he went on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, just the fact that Kobe was so locked in with the game,
Mm-hmm.
it made you love basketball. It made you love watching basketball. I try to tell younger people now that, you know, when you watch somebody like Steph Curry, and then we all get excited when Steph gets past that half court line and he shoots a three, and everybody's mesmerized when it goes in, and what a beautiful shot. That feeling that you get watching Steph Curry shoot threes was a feeling that you got every time Kobe Bryant scored the basketball. It didn't matter if it was a layup, a dunk, a mid-range shot. Kobe made every shot look incredible. He made every time he scored the basket, every time he touched the basketball, it was magical to watch him play with that basketball. Pause like a
He running
painter,
down his head like, yeah.
like a painter with the brush. Like
Yo,
it was just
you
incredible.
didn't have to pause that, man. You made me
I know,
uncomfortable by just by pausing it.
Listen, I had
You
to.
didn't have to pause that.
Listen, I had to. All right, I had to do
man.
it. But no, like he was truly an artist with the basketball.
I mean-
and that's what made him so special, because he played in an era that was still competitive. He played in an era where people still wanted to be number one and was going to come for you on defense every single night. And not only did he thrive in this era, he set the tone in this era.
Yep.
He set the tone in the era he played in and the next era.
I mean, to your point, he scored 2-time scoring champ. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I know I feel like I'm hogging the Lakers space right now, but I think to the flip side of that, like him joining the Redeem team in 08 and just being a good defensive stopper, you know what I'm saying? Like running through Pau Gasol's chest on the screen, it's like showing the commitment to his team that he's playing with right then and there. Like, obviously, you're my team when it comes to the national basketball, but this is for the gold. My nigga, I'm going to lock you up and I'm going to run through your chest to make a point, to prove a point. So that's another favorite moment, I guess, of mine.
Yeah.
As a Kobe fan. Or
Absolute
Kobe,
leader. Absolute leader. And leading by example.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just running through his teammates' chest. Like, everyone would tell that story and be like, oh, he ran through
Pau.
his Pau Gasol's chest.
Mhm.
He ran through his brother's chest.
There you go.
Those guys have gone to war together.
Yeah.
And won and lost together.
He's a godparent.
And when he was leading his team into this game, he said, nothing matters more than the game on the court. No one is above the game. I'll show you no one is above the game. I'm going to put a hole in my brother's chest just to get you guys set to the tone. And that's what he did. And
That's what he did. Yeah, I mean,
To your
Yeah.
point,
He
like
wild.
during that game,
Nah,
he wasn't
bro,
his
I was
brother.
competitor.
Like
He
that.
was
I
not
like
his.
it.
He was his brother, but he was not his
not
brother.
in that game.
Not in
that's
that
what I'm
game.
saying. Yeah, just a competitor for sure. I mean, shit. What was a better run? 24 versus 8, 10 and 10. What number do you pick? Who was he? Where was he at? Do you like him better as 24 or 8?
For me, I got to put those first two together. Favorite championship run in 24, because I got to go with the 2010. I picked 24 only because it's him. There's no question. There's no Kobe and Shaq. It's strictly all Kobe. And that 2010 championship run, for a lot of reasons, was my favorite because, so from 1 to 8, it was a 7-game difference between the top, from 1 to the 8 seed.
Mhm.
Lakers was 57. I think OKC was 50 wins. They beat 4 50-win teams on the way to the championship, and decisively too. It was OKC. They swept the Jazz. They beat the Nuggets. I'm sorry, the Phoenix Suns, and then they beat the Celtics to top it off in 7 games.
Damn, that's
Like in 7 games.
That's a
Lakers
beautiful
Celtics.
run.
That's the
Yeah, it
best
is.
run. Come on.
Oh,
And there's a lot more.
oh,
There's a lot more
boy.
to that, because
The glaze.
that was
The glaze has started.
But also
that was revenge.
revenge for the
Yeah.
the 08, but also
Oh,
it was
man.
the final championship.
It was his
It
final
was the
championship. It was the revenge tour. And one of my favorite moments, because that is my favorite run, if you
wanna
go
show?
back to that time when they won that Western Conference Finals, and no one smiled. Nobody said a word. Everybody was quiet, and they still play the meme to this day. What did Kobe say?
Job's
not done.
Job's not done.
That's when they played Phoenix, you said, in the conference finals?
Conference was Phoenix.
Okay, and, he was hitting those shots with the tap on there.
Yeah.
With that. Yeah. Those beautiful shots, yeah.
So that's your chip run, 2010?
2010.
Both of y'all picked 2010?
Yeah.
Okay.
2010.
My favorite-
And the other part is, in order, the old school legends of the Lakers say that in order to be a true Laker, you have to beat a certain team in the finals, and that team is the Boston Celtics.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's fair.
That's
So,
and also because at that point in his career, I feel like he was like fine tuned. Like everything was the best that it was gonna be. Like he was at his prime, athletically, mentally, everything was perfect.
What's your finals? You got a chip run?
I didn't even look at 2010 like that. But those are some great points. But my favorite run is 2001.
the first
Nah, that's the second
one. Oh,
one.
that's the second one.
Yeah, the second one. The first one resonates with me so much. That's the year the jerseys came out, Staples Center. The first championship was beautiful, man. The first year of Phil Jackson, shit was beautiful. But
What's wrong?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
But my favorite is 2001. That's to me is Kobe Bryant's coming out party.
What?
That's that season, that playoff.
That was Philly?
Philly.
Yeah.
That was sweeping.
That's when they went 16-1.
Yeah. They lost the one game to Iverson.
went
That was
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
So they were sweeping everybody through the Western Conference Final. Shaq called him the best player through those playoffs. Was dominating, had like 48 and 16 against Sacramento. Was just dominating the Spurs. The Spurs and Sacramento just dominated both of them. Kobe. And was the best player throughout those series with Shaq on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that was his coming out party. That's my favorite series. That's my favorite playoff run. Facing Philly in the finals, winning it back at home, getting booed. Like it just made him. It just made
He
him.
got that classic picture of him holding
Oh,
both titles, both chips at the same time.
That
With the leather jacket on.
Yeah.
that's when he took the leather jacket. Yeah, so many classic moments.
so is it safe to say 8? You picking 8 over 24?
That's what it
I
sounds
got
like.
to.
That's what
I
it
got
sounds like.
to. Like
Why?
that's when I fell in love with Kobe. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I knew more as he turned 24. I became more hip to the game, more knowledgeable and shit like that. But like just purely as a basketball fan, just loving basketball, not understanding, just watching and being in love with it. Like number 8, the afro, the shoes, the commercials, to me was everything. So yeah.
I agree with that.
24 for me. Just because he mastered everything that he was doing when he was 8. He was faster when he was 8, but he was stronger when he was 24. And he had the complete balance of game where, Grant Hill told a funny story about he was playing defense on Kobe, and he had no idea what Kobe was going to do on the court because he could do everything on the court. So he said the couple times he did have possessions where he stopped him, it was only because he was guessing and he guessed right. And that's what he was when he was 24. He was unpredictable. You did not know what he was going to do on the court. He could take you in the post. He could just line you up and shoot the ball like you would never believe. And when he got hot, it didn't matter if it was a 3 or a 2. It would just deflate the entire team. Didn't matter. Most teams, especially players around that time, they could really take the energy out of another team by like a dunk. Like Vince Carter, he dunked on the biggest player on the other team, and that's it. When Kobe is on and he started hitting those mid-range shots, I don't care if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 people on him. It's just going to demoralize the team, and it was intimidating. You know what I'm saying? He didn't talk a lot. He didn't say a lot, but he was an absolute killer. And I really think he embraced that when he was 24, and there was no mercy on the court. I love the run for 24. He wasn't really trying to prove anything other than I'm better than Shaq. and I'll show you that I'm better than Shaq. I love 24.
No, 8 is everything to me. Obviously, you see the images and things like that. Just the athleticism, the afro. He was cool as hell. He had the Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Like, initially. Yeah, I just athletically. I just love niggas that can dunk, honestly. And, like, he was a high flyer. He didn't know any better. It looked like he was having fun at the same time. It didn't look like the game was hard for him at all. And then also, like, the series in Utah with air balls. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that mindset being so young. And then for him to develop who he became, the killer that you're talking about. So it's like he always had it. It's just like that youngness that turns into that old wise man that knows, like you said, mastering the game. He eventually did that, but that young 8 was something crazy.
Yeah. Was both were Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah. If you split it down the middle, 10-10.
Look at the screen. Like, I think we got to appreciate the fact that this is 2 separate careers, realistically. Look at the numbers.
And this is before Shaq, almost before Shaq and after Shaq as well, you can say. You know what I mean? So it's like
2 Hall of Fame careers. I think we really have to appreciate that fact.
He's also the fastest at 30,000 points as well. The youngest ever to do so. So again, to Steve's point, being that killer.
This won't be duplicated.
No, I don't think so at all. Especially being with one franchise.
Exactly.
At the same time.
Longevity.
Yeah.
Like, he marks off all the boxes.
He's the youngest slam dunk champion, right?
Yep.
His first basket ever scored was at Madison Square Garden. You know,
I mean, I know we talk about Knicks and Lakers and everything in between, but I mean, we're trying to pay homage to Kobe, man.
This is part of his
2
legacy.
shots. I'm trying.
This is part of his
Don't
legacy.
talk trash and all that.
There's
But
no-
I
you
get
know,
it.
he's a second.
I get it.
He scored the second most points of any
I get
player in history, other than Wilt Chamberlain.
He also had Smush Parker as his point guard a couple of times. Jordan
Wilt Chamberlain
Farmar.
scored 100
You know what I mean?
points in.
What that got to do with anything?
I'm just throwing shots too.
What'd you say?
Huh? Continue.
Yeah, they're
You said
bricks, though.
Continue.
No, I was just saying that he scored the second most points in a single game in NBA
I don't
history.
care though.
The only person that scored more than him was Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100 points
Ain't nobody seen that.
in 1962 against the Knicks.
I ain't seen that.
I mean, maybe DJ
Yo,
was
wake me
there.
up, man. Wake me up when you're done with this, man. Wake me up, bro.
Maybe DJ was there for that 100.
Yeah, I mean, just what a fucking dude, man.
Yeah.
Kobe was like, and then obviously scored 60 in the final game. Bro, shit is storybook. Fairy tale, my nigga.
The vindication every
This nigga
Kobe
wasn't
fan
doing
would have
nothing
felt.
leading up to the game.
Nothing. And I'm sitting
Like
at
showing
home.
himself.
I'm sitting at home with my Kobe Bryant jersey on, watching the last game, crying my eyes out. And once he started going off, I think I lost my voice that night. I was screaming so my daughter came downstairs and she was like, "Dad, you watching the game?" I'm like, what else would I be doing down here? You kidding me right now? And like just that magic, man, that magic that he brought to the game, it could never be duplicated.
To channel that shit.
And
It's crazy.
he dropped the mic for real on his last
Mamba
game.
out.
You know?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? I remember I seen the video with you.
Huh?
There was a video like with you and Jordan, like how y'all were jumping up
I
and
gotta
down.
show
Like,
you that.
like,
We was watching that
Gotta
game,
show you
son. And like you, like I was scared for that game. Like, I'm like, damn, this nigga, everybody watching this joint. Like this nigga better come out and play. And he started so rough, 0-5. But yo, like I know Kobe. I've been watching him. Like, and as soon as he got that block, I was like, I stood up. I knew it was coming. Like as soon as he got that block, I was like, yup, it's on now. Like, and he came, hit him with a little cross. And yo, to me, like that was it. I don't think I had a Kobe argument since. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to talk to you about Kobe. It is what it is. He showed you everything. He left everything out on the court. Like, I'm so glad he shot all them shots. Yes. Like I said, he had to go out doing it.
Did a clip,
like, and he did, and he gave us 60.
Did he remind you of any period in his playing career? That last game? Did it take you back at all? Like any move, any gesture that he did, like any like body language?
Everything just reminded me of Kobe. Like it was how it was supposed to be.
Got you.
Like just him fighting, him giving everything. Like it was just how it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Like no matter how he looked, how good he was, field goal percentage, which wasn't bad. It was like in the high 40s, like 47, 48. You know what I'm saying? And like he just did what he had to do. Like he didn't care. It was all
Fearless.
about the game.
Didn't even care about his own teammates, and that was the special part about it because
Is that per usual?
he loved his teammates. He loved his teammates, but he loved dogs. If you was his teammate and you was a dog,
Yeah.
you was his type of guy, right? And so that's why he had he had the admiration of the Matt Barnes of the world. You remember that game when Shannon Brown blocked the dude from behind?
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You
On the
remember
Hawks.
Kobe's reaction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little kid.
The whole team,
Yeah.
like just looked like they was about to be sick. They were so impressed with
But-
it, right?
There was a story that I think Lou Will told or Nick Young told. I think it was a game in Portland, and the team played like shit, and Kobe took back all his Kobe's.
Yeah, he took the sneakers off everybody's feet.
Y'all played so shit.
Bro,
Like
yeah.
what I'm saying, like see, it's like
That's a standard.
It's
I
like you
get it.
gotta be a dog, like
I
Sasha
get it.
Vujacic. Like
Yeah.
we know Sasha because of Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we know the machine. You know what I'm saying? And how many people Ronnie Turioff? Like these were dogs. These was people that Kobe made champions out of these people because they.
why are you looking at me for? I don't understand. No,
I don't know why you getting defensive. Like, you know what
I'm just saying. Like,
damn, son.
when he said champion, he looked over at me, bro.
I was just making eye contact.
Like they were really
you know what I mean?
contributing. Like they really
Like,
contributed,
damn,
man. Stop it. Stop
This
it,
nigga
bro.
mad
Like
at
why
me.
you looked at me for no reason.
Yo, we already
Watch
warned,
it. He's talking.
we warned you before.
You're talking. You're talking.
There's no
Obviously.
shots. There's no shots.
That's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
like,
There's no shots,
No,
man.
Sorry,
y'all,
DJ, come
y'all
on.
sneaky. I see how y'all doing it, man.
Yeah,
Sneaky as hell.
calm.
Another moment that we skipped over, but I just want to throw it out there was it's related to the teammate thing because when we watch Kobe Bryant for a very long time, he was known for shooting that ball. Don't matter if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 people on him. That was the difference between him and LeBron. LeBron would be the pass first type of guy, and he doesn't care. He's going to shoot the ball because
Yeah.
he's fearless, and that's
Yeah.
his mentality, right? How about that last run in the Boston Lakers series for the last chip that he got? You know, he passed it to Ron Artest.
Hmm.
How special of a moment was that? And I'm going to tell you right now, I was watching that game, and nobody thought that Kobe was going to pass up a shot while he jumping up in the air the way he did.
Yeah.
Even Ron Artest was shocked that he got the ball from Kobe, and he made it.
Well, that's to your point, like him building confidence off the court.
Right.
And like just that camaraderie, that brotherhood, you know what I mean? Like being afraid to let your brother down in that moment. He trusts me. Oh, I got to knock this shit down. And mentally probably preparing yourself for that leading into the game. As crazy as Ron Artest is, he's a great player, but just mentally preparing yourself for that moment because you never know. Just like Jordan and Steve Kerr. Like there's moments where you just have to entrust in his teammates and pour into them the right amount. So when the game is on the line, they're ready for it.
And
he
that's what
knocked that
Matter
shit
said.
down.
Matter said
Yeah.
Kobe don't never pass the ball.
Right.
He's like, I couldn't believe he passed the
But
ball.
I think
yeah.
because of the
He
rapport they
trusted
built
me.
over the years as well.
But that's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. Yeah, the camaraderie, the friendship, the whatever those conversations are on bus rides, plane rides, you're doing that. Watching film together.
He wanted Artest on the team.
Yeah,
he
I'm
wanted
saying, like
it.
just he needed a perimeter defender. You know what I'm saying? But
He
just
needed a dog.
that too. It's like the fact of like how he just like it had to be playing rides. It had to be watching film. It had to be these things. Like I know if I do this, they're gonna kind of collapse. Be right here in this spot. I'm gonna kick it to you. You're gonna be open. Knock it down. Like that's probably the mind. That's the game. Like he played chess all the time and not checkers. And that was his approach with everything. He knew what you were gonna do before he did. That's why he always had a pivot or a counter to your counter. Whatever you tried to do, he had a reply for it. So yeah, I mean, shout out to his greatness again
For sure.
for the 1,000th time.
For sure.
Shit, yeah, this is crazy. But we got these sneakers here, sneaker of the week and all that. We got the Crazy Eights, the first generation of Kobe's that Adidas pretty much dropped the ball on. Not these particular sneakers, but their relationship with Kobe. But this set them apart. I feel like that at this time in 96, 97, when these came out, these were a game changer. Just the colorways themselves. Obviously, him wearing them, the flavors that he had. Then also number 2s that he wore as well.
Yeah.
Those were the spaceships. Those are a fan favorite as well. But then they had a tumultuous relationship because he didn't like the direction that the sneakers were going in because they kind of dropped the ball on the 3s. So then he signs with Nike. And obviously, we know the rest is history with Nike.
Kobe had to sign off on them joints, though.
For sure. But then it's like, but
the
you
threes?
also see,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, but you see the fact of like, you see in Adidas at the time and then what Nike was doing and then the stable that they had. It's like Kobe was needed at the right time, and then just his sneaker line is just like impeccable. It's like it's honestly comparison to like Jordan's right now. Just his not because of the fact that he's passed away, but just the flavor and the how they're designed and who designed them and like the story behind them. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
To Kobe's fashion, they're basketball sneakers. That's why you see players wearing them. Like when he first came out with them, and the description was all technical.
Yeah.
Like this midsole was this thing.
You gotta shave it
so
down.
lightweight, blah, blah, blah. I'm able to cut corners and blah, blah, blah. And basketball people gravitated towards it. And
now keep in mind, when those came out, they were low tops.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you playing in low tops? Like, that wasn't normal.
He made low tops popular.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
I mean,
he
he changed the game with his sneakers, and then like right after he passed away, Nike and Vanessa couldn't kind of come to an agreement. So he was going to probably sign with someone. She was going to sign with someone else, but eventually they came to an agreement. Like he signed with, I don't think it's a lifetime deal, but he has a lifetime deal with Nike basically. And at one point in time, there was a drought on the sneakers because of the fact that Vanessa didn't sign off on anything. And the moment she did, like everything went crazy. So yeah, shout out to Kobe, shout out to Vanessa. Crazy. crazy work. Anything else, Steve, you got in mind? I know you got mad stories. You're mad excited about your boy and your favorite team.
Listen, as far as like my favorite series, he had so many great series. I mean, you see a lot of highlights about that Phoenix Suns series, but like they didn't win. They didn't win that series. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one you talking about?
Game winning.
Yeah, the game winning series. Yeah. But man,
heartbroken.
what a special series that was, right? I mean, that dunk on Steve Nash, even though Steve Nash the dunking on Steve Nash wasn't the special part. It was just what Steve Nash represented at that time. You know,
if Kobe won that series, like that's like
here we go.
He would like surefire be number 3. Like that was a legacy moment right there, man. Like
number 3, what?
Like as far as ranking, like people will put Kobe, like they'll talk Jordan, LeBron, and then try to throw Kobe in there as one of the GOATs. I'm just saying he would be firmly entrenched in that. Because that was a legacy moment as a number 8 seed, beating the MVP number 1 seed with a roster like that, dominating, scoring 50 points one game before, hitting the game winner, doing all of that. That was such a heartbreaker for me.
That was a moment. Yeah. But not for nothing, Kobe's my GOAT. He's Michael Jordan 2.0. I think that he embodied everything Michael Jordan was and took it to the next level. He enhanced and elevated the game that Michael Jordan left on the court.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
If a lot of people look at Michael Jordan as the best ever, you got to look at Kobe Bryant because he improved and was much better at so many things that Michael Jordan did perfectly and executed perfectly. From the 3-point shooting, which he was better at than Michael Jordan, to his mid-range shots was, in my opinion, better than Michael Jordan, to pretty much everything he did on the court with the exception of being able to fly through the sky the way Michael Jordan did. Kobe had the 40-inch vertical, but he didn't have what, his airness had in regards to like just that ability to kind of like float up there like Prince making pancakes for Dave Chappelle, right? But everything else he was doing was like just like
a curveball, just like
on a new level and a different level of MJ, right? So yeah, Kobe, without a doubt, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he's my GOAT. There's a picture that went viral of Kobe Bryant, and he's shooting with his left hand, in pajamas
with a
cast on his right hand.
Yeah,
and so a lot of people
started the 2001 series. Year.
Yep. And so a lot of people look at that picture and they say, wow, that picture is really inspiring, of Kobe, this one time doing something silly in his pajamas, taking a shot, with his left hand. That's inspiring. That's cool. If you think that, then you don't get it. The thing about it is anybody that knows Kobe Bryant, any teammate, any coach would tell you that Kobe Bryant was absolutely maniacal about basketball. He would consistently train and do the things that you see in that picture on a regular basis. He would be up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning regularly, practicing and trying to get better at what he did. There's a quote by John Wooden that says the true test of character in a man is what he does when no one's watching. And for you to think of somebody like Kobe Bryant, who would do the things that he would do off the court, trying to get better every day, trying to perfect his craft, trying to create magic.
No point
When the
intended.
lights come on and it's game time, it's too late. Those championships are won when nobody's around.
Yep.
Those great moments are created because of what he did when nobody was watching.
That's
why he's my GOAT.
I was watching a podcast and Kevin Hart was on it. I don't know how true it is, but Kevin Hart was talking about how when they were 16 years old, they went to basketball camp together. Yeah. And then Kobe was just practicing with his left hand the entire time. And they questioned, like, why are you, like, he's like, it's one of my weaknesses, so I have to kind of get better at it. So it's like, at fucking 16, my nigga, you thinking about this? That's fucking crazy. To that, like, that mindset, that, like, unbreakable mindset, like, determination. It's like, he knows what he wants, he went after it. It's like, I'm not thinking about, at 16 years old, I wasn't thinking about that shit. I was thinking about chasing chicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, playing football, and that was pretty much it.
He had the nerve at 16, 15 years old to tell himself he was going to be better than Michael Jordan.
And believe in it.
Yes.
And no one, you don't have to believe it.
Right.
And so many
You don't have to believe it.
kids probably told themselves that, but like to actually work towards it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's some kind of craziness. Like, you know what I mean? Like people be like, yeah, I could dream, and you just think it's gonna fall into your lap. You just gonna have the skill. Like God made me this way. Nah, he's like, I'm gonna be better than Michael Jordan, and I'm gonna work towards being better than Michael Jordan.
Well, I mean,
That's crazy.
It's like hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard.
And to know that hard work could beat talent.
Exactly.
Like at that age, to know that if I work hard, I could achieve that.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
It's like,
that's proof.
yeah, that's that mental makeup, man, of like, God damn.
Yeah.
He was anointed. He was destined to be who he was.
Absolute GOAT.
And to inspire.
Just to hop on that point, though, because you said like Jordan, even if Kobe wasn't 6'6", 205, I still think it would be the same thing. If Kobe was 6'3", 6'2", it would be the same type of mindset. Nothing changes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, he was also part of a historic draft class in 96, like, and to like overshadow the great players that came out of there. You know what I mean? It's just like, again, a testament to his mindset, man. I just think like, yeah.
He was one of the first players
since that draft class as well, not just that draft.
That's
class.
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it just that historic draft class. Since like he was one of them ones.
This man was going to
out of high school,
Hakeem Olajuwon in the summer to learn post work,
feet work.
His post game was already A1. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, damn, bro, he nice as fuck.
And this is mad random, but just when having Gasol on your team, you speak in Spanish.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Yeah, like
when other people don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
5 different languages. He spoke 5 different languages.
Any way to beat your ass, nigga, I'm gonna get to it, my nigga.
That's bringing that up.
Did he learn that specifically for somebody to talk trash to somebody?
I think
Luka Doncic.
No,
like he was out the league.
No.
He learned French words to talk trash to Tony Parker.
There we go.
But you bringing that up, just think about like Kobe coming in today's league, like it being like
Euro.
Yeah, Euro League, going overseas. The Spurs just played in France the other day.
Yeah.
I guess another team was out the country too, wasn't it? Something
I can think right now.
Was Indiana?
No, they were.
He would dominate.
Spurs.
I think he would dominate even more. Like, just think about it. Like, back in the day in the 90s, you had to have some kind of street cred, especially with AI being the number one pick in your draft class. There was that dichotomy there between the two. But in today's era where you could just be yourself, there's no real expectation to be something, and just multifaceted like that, I think he would culturally dominate this era a little bit more.
Not to like, I guess 'cause now you're talking about it, and then we're talking about 96. Him being drafted 13th. Do you think at that time it was a safe bet to pick someone at 13 and take a risk there?
No, because one of the things that they were saying was Phil Jackson was saying that nobody wanted to babysit an 18 or 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And like those were like some of the things that they were like kind of shining down on the younger players that were coming straight out of high school. Was like, hey man, we're not here to babysit you guys, right? And I think that was one of the biggest issues for him coming out of high school, and why he didn't get that starting position right away wasn't because of, you know, his rookie year and being a young player. I think it was really his age. And, you know, you got these grown men that are going to lose their starting spot on the Lakers to an 18-year-old. And I just feel like the coach at the time,
Del Harris.
Yeah, he didn't want to be subject to that type of pushback.
Question though, because you're saying older guards, but wasn't Eddie Jones pretty at that point? He was all-star,
almost
right?
almost in the prime of his career.
Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones was both. You know, they were both balling at that point.
But either way, they both had college careers.
They had college
so they were
careers.
older.
Got you.
And Kobe was better.
That's what I'm asking, because I didn't really watch it at that point. Like, was he his rookie season?
He had the skill of obviously coming in as an 18-year-old. You're not physically ready. And keep in mind, like, the prior guys who came straight out of high school were bigs.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett. Who was it? Moses Malone. Like, there had never been a guard. So physically, if you could look at him and see he wasn't really physically ready. But the skill level, he had glimpses there. He was a show off. He did want to, you know, fight his way and make a name for himself right away. So he wasn't ready to be starting. He deserved a little bit more minutes, a little bit more leeway, a little bit more things. Yeah.
I think the thing though, if he went to any other franchise, would he be Kobe Bryant? Not saying that he wouldn't be Kobe, but I think going there and then having Jerry West, the logo, being your mentor, so to speak, and you live in that Jerry West house and things like that, just know how to formulate it. Like going to 9 finals and lose, you know what I'm saying? Like just that mindset and that development and just the historicness of the Lakers and the franchise and what they are, who they are. The players that come back to talk to players and, again, being a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he would get that anywhere else that he went if he would have got drafted.
I mean, but
let's say Charlotte.
When you think about him at such a young age, he wasn't even at a young age trying to like go out to clubs and things like that, right? Yeah. John Sally tells a story about how they were all in the locker room and Kobe had headphones on and the other players in the locker room were, you know, basically talking shit about him. But they thought that he didn't hear anything because he had the headphones on. So John Sally just kind of like sat with him because nobody else was, you know, around him. And when he sat next to him, John Sally said he realized that the headphones weren't even playing music. And he looked at him and he said, "You're not even listening to anything." And Kobe said, "I just want to know who my enemies are. And it doesn't bother me because all my friends are in Italy." And that was his mindset as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anywhere he went, he would have found that motivation, if not out there in the locker room, then within himself, because he had his carrot that he was chasing going into the league, and that was to be better than the best that ever played.
Yeah.
And
no, I'm not just being able to succeed, I would say. That's what the accolades and that's what I'm saying.
I mean, the accolades.
That's all. My fault, sir.
The stats. I mean, I don't know if you consider stats accolades or whatnot.
Gotcha.
Those like that.
Yeah.
Except for 5-time champ, all of that would have been up there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Going anywhere.
Okay.
Like 5-time champ is the only thing that you could dispute. Like, you know, he had Shaq. He got off to a good start. But he would have did his thing.
Yeah, I still think it's the same
wherever
he goes. But I will say, obviously, as a Laker, it's going to add a little bit extra.
Got you.
Oh yeah, that cachet was definitely in Lake Show for sure. There's like only a handful of teams he could have went and maybe had something kind of similar. You know? But for sure, like there's no better team that I could see him playing for than the Lakers.
Question
to fit him and his personality and how he was and his The way he rebelled.
Well, I guess that's what I was going at, I guess. You know what I mean? Like his mental makeup and where he was. Do you think Jerry West seen this? Like when he drafted him, did he see this?
All the stories point to yes, man. All the stories point to yes. Shaq says it.
Yeah.
He drafted him.
No, of
he
course.
traded for him.
But seeing this runway that he created for himself.
Listen,
you know
tell him what did Shaq say that Jerry West said?
He said Shaq, as he was signing or trying to get Shaq to sign, Jerry West was telling him, yo, I got this young kid and he's gonna be the next thing.
And y'all gonna win championships together.
And y'all gonna win.
He said that when Kobe was in high school.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Do you think? But did he see this career? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he saw it. He said it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, granted, you don't know the future, but he definitely saw
I'm saying,
it. You know what I mean? Like,
just
he
knowing
said
basketball. I'm saying being around basketball, seeing basketball, dude, he just see this happening.
He saw championships.
Yeah. Yep, that's fair. But damn, that's crazy.
The only thing you can say now, looking back on his career, is what could have been.
Yeah,
had Shaq stayed.
But
it needed to happen though.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, him, like Jerry West seeing Kobe being that great. Like, Kobe was that good.
Yeah.
At 18, he was that good. Like, I was a kid, and I hold to this day. I don't care if people believe me. I saw it. Like, I saw that this nigga was going to be great. And from 97, I've been arguing. Like, you know what I mean?
You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one.
That nigga doesn't argue, dog.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. His first All-Star game, he threw a behind-the-back pass to himself with Gary Payton on the other side of the post and did like a Kareem sky hook over Hakeem Olajuwon in the All-Star game, his first All-Star game. And people was like, did he just pass the ball to himself? Yes, he did.
That's what you do with the All-Star, though. He knew what it meant.
He knew what it meant.
He knew what it meant.
The flair.
I mean,
that was just
there was never a bright.
Was it?
He always rose to the occasion. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this nigga's nice, man.
That was beautiful.
This nigga's nice, dog.
Isaiah Thomas, the ooh, the ah, like when he caught that dunk from KG.
Bro, we turned his name into a verb.
Kobe. Facts. That's a fact.
He crossed up Mike in the All-Star game too.
Sure
he
did.
just missed a shot. But he crossed him up good though.
Mike called him out before the game. He told the team, he was like, yo, watch out for that young kid.
Mm-hmm.
Also, though, I think we gotta point to the fact that he has one of the best fadeaways, turnaround jumpers.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Iconic.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Come on, that mid-range fadeaway.
It's clean.
Bro, the one that I remember is the one he made over LeBron, though. Years ago, it was a rainbow. It was a rainbow shot, but it was so...
Oh, yeah.
It was sick that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What LeBron said? LeBron said that me, Paul, everybody get the hell out the way.
But that was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, for sure.
That was my favorite. One of my favorite.
The pull up. The 1-2 pull up. He had that.
The 1-2-3 pull up. The 1-2 pull up. Left or right.
My fault. I know we're going back to moments, but remember the shot against the Blazers in 2000? Was it 2000?
No. That was with Gary Payton on the team when he hit those 2 buzzer beaters at the end.
That was.
Yeah.
That was take double overtime. There was one in double over. Yeah.
I'm just thinking the shots
to
clinch
now. I mean, even the fade, even going against his body against Dwayne Wade, and D Wade almost contested it. And hit the 3.
I remember exactly where I was at when I watched. When he hit that game winner against D Wade.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was with some shorty. I was like, what? I remember that.
About 1998.
Yeah.
The Knicks was hot. You know, they had Latrell, Larry Johnson, Allen Houston. I'll never forget. Latrell Sprewell tried to lock him down in the second quarter.
Oh, yeah, baseline.
And that baseline, oh my gosh.
He used to eat Latrell Sprewell's lunch. Like Latrell Sprewell, and Sprewell was my guy.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? We living over here. I used to watch the Knicks all the time.
For
I
real.
was forced to watch them.
They were nice. They were nice.
Sprewell had everything with Houston.
Niggas was nice.
And Sprewell couldn't do
nothing.
And Kobe was young. Like, that was a young Kobe.
Yo, that baseline reverse, when he baseline reversed on Sprewell and screamed, no Nick even made eye contact with him.
I know. Latrell looked the other way. I'm like, oh, man. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Damn, my fault.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo,
Relive the moments, though.
nah, Kobe's blocks, Darren Williams and Ray Allen. This dude would always take the one-on-one matchup. He would man up all the time. And I love, which one was he measuring? Like, they was coming to the hoop at the same time. Was it the Darren?
That was the Darren Williams one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Ray Allen one, that
the
left
Ray
hand
Allen
block.
It's like he almost let Ray Allen steal the ball. It's
On
like,
purpose?
all right, you
On
take
purpose?
that. And just, and I, like, yo, one thing that Kobe did to me as a basketball fan, for the longest time, I didn't appreciate other basketball players. Like, because he had so many rivals. Like, I had to go up against AI, Tracy McGrady, I had to defend him against Ray Allen. One time he had a beef with, like, Vince Carter. He was going with, I remember I had a little basketball. I wrote Kobe Bryant / Vince Carter. And then Kobe Bryant and Vince Carter started going to it. I had to cross out Vince. Like, he just made me, like, almost not appreciate so many other basketball players just because I was such a Kobe fan. And, you know, back in the day, you know what I mean? I used to go at it.
Word. And that's again why you might not hear it that much, but he's NBA players' GOATs. A lot of NBA players say that that's their GOAT right there because he inspired them and he showed them a game of basketball where there were no friends. Like, you know, and they took it more serious. It wasn't just about getting millions of dollars. It was about going out there and proving yourself on that court and proving yourself off the court. You know, how hard you're going to work off the court to make it onto that court. And you lose sight of those type of players. You don't have to be the most athletic. You don't have to be the best jump shooter ever. You just have to go out there and you got to give it every single ounce of what you got.
I know I'm putting you guys on the spot, but is there like a current player that kind of like has that Mamba mentality that you guys can think of?
Kyrie.
Mamba mentality?
The last one.
To lock in.
The last one that really like showed it and you could see it all the time was like D Rose. I think like it's kind of like died with him. Kyrie Irving kind of plays like with that chip on his shoulder, and you can tell like Kobe Bryant's his favorite player ever. He had a great relationship with Kobe. Mm-hmm. But that killer instinct is rare. It's very rare.
Right now, I'm starting to see it in Shea a little bit. SGA.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
Just the way he plays, getting to his spot, you know, just fearlessly going at it, taking the load of the team and just doing it. So right now I see SGA a little bit. I do want to pat myself on the back.
Oh boy.
When Kawhi was first coming around, I swear I was the first person to say Kawhi plays like Kobe. They switched in and said Kawhi plays like Jordan. But 2 to 3 years, and fact check me with Jonah, because people was like, when I first said it, was like, what?
Shout out to Jonah.
Shout out to Jonah. He should have been here tonight.
My bad, Jonah.
But fact check me with Jonah. I had said, yo, this nigga Kawhi plays like Kobe. And then that's when he was still on the Spurs at the time, and that's when he started, you know, to what he is right now. And you can see where he plays like Jordan. You can see the physicality and the strongness.
The hands.
So it's a little bit,
range.
Yeah, it evolved a little bit more into Jordan. So I see the comparison.
Yeah, you're right.
But the game itself, the mid-range, getting to your spots, the pull-ups, the turnaround, that's Kobe Jordan.
Yeah.
And he was efficient too.
Yeah. In terms of personality, you know what I mean? Westbrook. You see it like that. There's probably some other players.
Would y'all say Giannis?
I would just that was my guy.
Yeah,
that was my guy for sure. Because he plays. If he has to be really hurt for not to play.
What about Jimmy Butler?
Not right now. Not what he's doing with the Heat. In terms of like him, it seemed like he's quit on the team too. You know what I'm saying? Being suspended another 2 games for missing a team flight. It's like he's giving up on these guys.
I don't know. I think it's more about
it's
Pat.
a lot.
I think it's more about Pat Riley and things
But
we're not seeing.
you still got to hunker down. It's your team.
No, I mean, they don't want to pay him.
They don't even want to
You
play.
still-
Kobe had his issues with the front organization, like trade me.
The reason he lost that Suns series was not because they lost. It was because Kobe stopped playing.
Nah, man. Don't tell me you believe that bullshit. Don't tell me you believe that, man. He did not stop shooting.
He didn't take a shot.
Yeah, Serge. Wait.
He didn't take a shot.
That's not what happened.
He went through the fourth quarter.
So what happened?
And didn't
That's
take a
not
shot.
what happened.
What's your side of the story?
So, context. Against Phoenix, right? They didn't have the better team.
Who? The Lakers?
Yeah.
Of course not. It had Smush Parker and Kwame Brown.
Right. So,
Damn.
Phoenix was a fast-paced team. They would often just let you score so they could take the ball out quickly and get out.
And try to score in
7
3
seconds
seconds.
less. Yeah.
Right. The Lakers, Phil Jackson's game plan, and this is when I realized that Phil Jackson was a great, great coach. Because the Lakers shouldn't have been competing with the Suns at that time. But he understood with Kwame Brown, even Luke Walton. I forgot what the other bigs that we had, but they weren't real bigs. They were just big. But he understood with the triangle and moving the ball. Chris Mim there, I believe so. Moving the ball around and getting the ball into the paint and just using the triangle would slow down Phoenix. So he wanted ball movement and wanted to do that. Now, I forgot what game that was. That was like, what, game 6, game 7 or something like that?
Yeah.
Prior, Kobe had scored 50 and they lost, which proved to Phil Jackson's point that, scoring is not the way to beat. You going off and trying to outscore Phoenix is not going to work. They want you, Kobe, to keep shooting and keep scoring. He wants you to move the ball around. So that game, first half, is kind of a seesaw battle with Kobe. You see him trying to, whatever game that was, when they say he stopped shooting in the second half, that first half, it's a seesaw battle, right? Because Phoenix has a 15-point lead, and Kobe scoring, he has like 23 points in the first half. But he understands, I need the other guys. Second half comes around, they're already down 15 with Kobe scoring 23 points in the first half. Obviously, my scoring is not working. I scored 50 points the game before and we lost. Second half comes out and he's passing the ball around. That 15-point lead gets up to 20. Passing is not working. Phoenix is a high-scoring team. So 5 minutes in, it's not working. Kobe tries to start shooting in the middle of that third quarter.
Yeah.
He shot one, missed a shot badly, got an offensive foul, and something else happened. That 20-point lead went to 30. Game's over. Especially at that time in the NBA, you're not making a comeback, especially against Phoenix, a high-scoring game. That's what happened. So he didn't stop shooting. He tried a different approach because his scoring wasn't working. And when that happened, the game got out of hand, game over. By the time it's in a 30-point lead, it's getting to the fourth quarter, subs.
What do you got, Steve? What's your?
No, to his point, he was 8 for 13 in the first half, and then he only shot 3 times in the second.
He came out that third quarter, you saw them running a triangle, trying to get the ball, trying to get Phoenix to play defense, to slow them down.
Gotcha.
And it just didn't work. That 15-point lead quickly went to 20, 25. Kobe tried scoring. Those 3 shots, I just outlined those 3 plays. He got an offensive foul, a bad miss, and then something happened, and the game is out of hand. And then they accused him of, because he didn't shoot in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think because he had 0 assists, 0 rebounds. He had like a 0 stat line that he hadn't had in since
for the game?
In that second half.
Second half, third quarter, and fourth. But to his point, though, they was down 15.
Yeah.
They were down 15.
I mean,
so
what's your story? What do you think, Steve?
I think he made a good point. Okay. A good perspective.
Okay.
It makes sense. I mean, at the time, the team was horrible. They did get better. A lot of the players that were on that team stayed and won a championship later. Andrew Bynum, Ronnie Turiaf, Brian Cook, Devin George,
shout out to Lamar Odom.
Shout out to Lamar. Hello.
Luke Walton, Lamar Odom, Kobe Bryant. So it was, pretty much the same team. I know they learned from it. They wanted to get better, and eventually he got that team minus a couple people like Kwame Brown, Smush Parker. He got them to the championship and they won. So
shout out to Kwame Brown and Smush Parker.
Facts.
I know they've taken a lot, especially what Kobe said about them. As a Laker fan, they didn't just, compared to what was out there in the NBA, they weren't quality starters, but Kwame was a great defensive player. He guarded some of the best bigs. Like, he was so strong. Like, even Shaq had trouble, backing him down, not scoring on him, but backing him down type joint. Kwame Brown was that. And Smush Parker, that game-winning shot we was just talking about, Smush Parker had gotten the steal. He did some things for us. Shout out to them.
It's hard to play for, a historic franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like the Knicks. But, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to...
Say that again?
I said it's hard to play for a historic franchise like the Knicks.
Lakers.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, shout out to Kobe's greatness. Any commercials come to mind, Steve? I know we talked about it a little off camera.
Yeah. My favorite commercial is he's walking in the restaurant and he spots Jalen Rose at a booth, and he stops just to say hi to him, and the waiter comes up to Kobe and says, Mr. Bryant, will you have your regular martini? He said, yeah. He said, how many olives? And he looked Jalen in the eye and said, 81. And then he said, just a joke between us.
81's a lot of points.
That was
81's
such good acting. Yeah. And Kobe is not a good actor.
No, it was real. So, you had to go somewhere real to find that one.
Do you think that's also vengeance? Because what series was that? When he was on the Pacers and Jalen stepped on his the Roy's ankle?
Yeah. Well,
was that?
If you watch video,
was he being petty too?
I don't think Kobe was. It's possible that he could have been, being petty, but I don't. Sometimes things like that happen so often, especially back then. Like, how many players were doing that?
Yeah.
I think was a dude that played for the Spurs.
I'm just saying from a mental approach.
I think that Kobe just he always tried to kill everybody on the court, and I don't think he dropped 81 because Jalen Rose put his foot underneath him when he was taking a jump shot. I think he dropped 81 because a lot of things were going on personally in his life, and he was taking it out on the court.
As he should.
I think it was a perfect storm, and he saw Jalen Rose there, and he saw damn,
it's nice that they could be, but it's nice that years later they could make a commercial like that and kind of laugh and joke about it and everything. Because Jalen Rose is a really good dude. Yeah. He's one of my favorite basketball players to ever play. So shout out to Jalen Rose, but
facts
and his humility to be able to be in a commercial like that.
Not take yourself serious.
And not take yourself too seriously. Yeah. So the 81 Olives was one of my favorites. Yeah, for sure.
This is it, man. This is Running Point. If you found this episode to be dope, like and subscribe and all that. And we out of here, man. Peace.
Cheers.